Hello guys, welcome back to the series Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. I am just working on this is the third, I think it's the third prompt. It is favourite fabrics. So I thought what I'd do for this one would be, obviously Liberty are like some of my favourite fabrics, Liberty Tana Lawn, and I do have quite a few bits of scraps that I really wanted to use up, so I thought it would be really nice to have a bit of a mix of different Liberty prints that I really like, that I've got in, so I can use from my stash. Because for me, a big part of this project as well is using up what I've already got rather than sort of having to go out and buy new things. So I basically started making, I think it was Rachel, she started to do a log cabin, which is all sewn by hand. So I've already sewn this down, and as you can see, I've started to canthus stitch. Probably see better there. I've started to canthus stitch all the different pieces down, and I'm basically going in the direction that I started the log cabin. So this was my first square, and then I went up and added that one, then went round, added that one, and that one, and that one, that one, that one. If you've done log cabin before, you'll know this is a bit of a wonky one. I really like the look of canthus stitching, and so what I'm doing here is using, well, these are like the threads that I'm using basically. So I've got a coral, I've got a light pink, a darker pink, and then there's a green. So what I thought I might do is I'm using different colours on each piece, and then I think what I'm going to do is use the green to go around the edge, to do like a kind of whip stitch around the edge. I think that'll look quite nice because there is quite a bit of green in the other pieces that I've done so far. So I'm just going to show you actually where I'm up to. So this was my first panel. You can go back and see these videos. Sorry for fluffing about. This one is panel 1. So I may go back and do a little bit more on this, but I'm trying to kind of keep on top of the prompts as much as possible. But that's the first panel that I did. And then the second one is this one. So this was something thrifted. I definitely need to do a bit more in terms of stitch on this one, because it is looking a bit plain, but I want to try and keep the momentum going and not get too bogged down in any one panel. My initial thoughts were to do like a panel a week, because the prompts come out every week, and there are 20 prompts, and then this is the third one. So I hope you're well. It's nice to be back. It's been a little while since I last posted my last video on this series, but I thought what I could do is just sit and have a little chat with you while I'm doing a bit of a stitch along. So I hope that you're well, and I hope that if you're doing this project as well, that you're enjoying it and you're not getting too bogged down with trying to keep up with everybody, because sometimes it can be a bit of a kind of rabbit hole that you end up going down, and it's not healthy, and then you end up sort of not enjoying the process as much as you probably would if you just, allow it to fit around your life, really. I would say make things like this a priority if you're creative, but don't let it kind of rule you. Do you know what I mean? I really enjoy slow stitching. I find it very relaxing. It's quite meditative. Yeah, so let me know if you do slow stitching as well, and how does it make you feel. I know for me it feels, what I love about it is it's very tactile. Ow, very tactile. That was a sharp prick from there. But this, I'm loving this. I love these colours, like the pinks, different shades of pinks, and the coral. It's just so lovely, and the effect that you get from the canthus stitching is really nice as well. I've not attached this one to the wadding backing yet, but this is the back side of the underside of the canter stitching that I'm doing. So I'm quite pleased with that. I'm not trying to be perfect, I just want this to look handmade, which it definitely does. I really like that sort of handmade finish. I think it gives things, you know, that kind of nice vintage feel, and it's just nice having like Liberty Tana lawn fabric in your hands, and the linen as well. It just feels so nice. Sorry, I'm doing a bodge job of trying to thread this needle. Anyway, let's go back to where we were. So we're down this end. So I've actually done quite a bit of this already. I don't have too much more to go. As you can see, I've done all of this. I'm now on this one, then I'll be going there, and then there, there, and there. So there's really not too much to do, and then like I will go round. I think I'll use this green because it's quite light and it kind of goes with the green there. I've got another one, which is this one. That's also nice, but the count of the thread is a little bit thicker. These are cotton pearl threads, so they're nice, and they've got almost, well, it's the clue's in the name, but it's got like a nice pearl like twist to it, whereas say like this kind of thing is where you can separate the strands. So I'm using 3 at a time with the DMC thread, but I do really like the cotton pearl ones. I think they just give a really nice finish, and they've got a nice kind of sheen to them as well. But I don't mind mixing the two. I'm kind of, like I say, I'm trying to use what I've got rather than massively be going out and buying more things, because I've already got so much already. I think I've mentioned before, but I like, with my kind of stash of things, for it to feel a little bit like a shop that I can go to. And so if I ever see something I like to buy it, because I know that at some point I will use it. And then it's nice to have like little things you can, you know, look through and see how they might work together. So I've got lots of buttons, and I've got lots of ribbon and yarn, thread, fabrics. I've got so many of all of those things in lots of different colours. And I do like to keep my my supplies in colour families. So I like, you know, all the pink things together, all the blue things, all the green things. Oh, this is, you see, this is one of the other things I don't like about DMC threads so much. The embroidery threads where they just separate. At least with the pearl one, you kind of got one thread and it's just a bit thicker. This is causing me a problem. And you can see we got the sunshine has decided to come out, so that's on my work as well. That makes me feel good. We've had a bit of an odd kind of couple of days weather-wise down here in Cornwall. What's it been like where you are? We've had some really sort of hot days, and then it's been like really windy. Like I think there's another storm. It was kind of on our radar, so it's been really, really windy, and the light from the sun has been so weird. It's like, it's beautiful, but it's like, I don't know, almost a bit hazy, a bit mystical. It's really weird. I'm not quite sure. I felt like this thread is really not going well. I felt like there was a bit of a, we've had before, years ago, we've had things where we've had sort of sandstorms that have kind of blown over from the Sahara, and there's been like a kind of pinky reddy orangeness to the atmosphere, and it kind of feels a little bit like that. I don't think you'll pick that up on camera here, and I am sat in front of a window, and we've got blinds there, so the kind of light is a bit filtered anyway. But yeah, I love when the sun comes out. And I find quite often nowadays, if the weather's not so great in the day, if it's quite dull and overcast, it tends to get to about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and then the sun will come out, and it's just, I'm just like, where have you been all day? I was waiting for you. The weather massively impacts on my mood and my kind of how I feel. I really like bright days. I like lots of daylight. I'm definitely not somebody that likes to procrastinate in the dark, and I do quite struggle with autumn, winter time when it's dark and cold, and you know, the nights feel like they're so long and they're just so, the darkness is really dark, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm trying to make the most of the summer and the light nights, because before we know it we'll be in autumn. I know a lot of people are at the minute, they're already talking about autumn and like Halloween, and I'm like, what? It's still summer. I'm not ready for that. I want to like just be where you are. Like, we're not in autumn at the minute, we're in summer, so let's just stop trying to be somewhere that we're not. Let's just be in the season that we're in. And it's actually one of the things that I'm learning to practice through the autumn and winter time is finding ways to make the season work for me so that I don't feel so down. I do find that I have more down days during that time of year, and it's not, you know, it's not a nice feeling when you know that you've got such a long stretch of time ahead of you where it's just, the weather's really not going to be great. I'm really not having a great time with this thread. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave it there because I don't want to spend too much time yabbering on about things that are not very interesting, particularly the weather. But you know that English people, that's what we talk about quite a lot. But yeah, you kind of get the idea. That's my prompt 4. So like I say, I will prompt 3, I think, sorry, it's the one that's favorite fabrics anyway. I felt like I wanted to do a bit of a patchwork, because you know, I'm trying to do each square to represent each prompt. So this is my square, my patch for favorite fabrics. I've made a start on the next one as well, which is old quilts, so I will share that one in a separate video for you. But I hope you're well, and thank you so much for watching and your lovely comments and interacting. It really means a lot to me. So I hope to see you again soon. Take care for now. Happy stitching.